This is NDTV. And you're watching Ndtv-Hindu.
Well, those are the words that's got the AIDMK chief into trouble. Stalin's son-in-law files a defamation case in the spurious drugs case. Suspects interrogated and 2 cases registered in the attack on Chennai's Commonwealth participant. He says he will take part no matter what. Parents of school children are still an angry lot with the recommended fee structure only still on paper. With the shopping spree in full swing this festive season, shopkeepers gear up with vaccines to tackle swine flu. And it's time for lights, music and action once again from the Ndtv-Hindu family. A Carnatic concert rolls out its carpet for the second time. Welcome to Headlines Now. This is your evening bulletin that brings you up to speed with all that's been rocking the city and the nation today. Good evening, I'm Evelyn Matthew. A look at the national headlines as well. 103 sports persons, including 11 in the Commonwealth team, test positive of banned drugs, but authorities have only each other to blame. The doctors' strike in Rajasthan is called off after 3 days of disruption to medical services. A BJP minister's nephew goes into custody for his role in the murder of an RTI activist. Police say he had paid the assailants. Jharkhand gets set to stake claim to form a government again. JMM backs Arjun Munda as the next chief minister. Well, there's a fresh case filed against the AIDMK Supremo Ms. Jayalalitha. This time, it's the Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin's son-in-law Sabarisan who has moved court against the AIDMK chief. He has filed a defamation suit against Ms. Jayalalitha for making false allegations against him in the fake drugs case. The case is expected to come up for hearing on the 15th of October. Sabarisan has said that he has nothing to do with the fake drugs case and that these allegations have caused him only mental agony and tarnished his image. Well, the main opposition leader Jayalalitha's bitter relationship has only come once again to the fore, with her political rival DMK taking a personal turn today. This time it was, like we said, the son-in-law of the Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin filing the defamation case against her for charging her with charging him in fact with involvement in the scandal over the sale of expired medicines that broke out early this year. Shabir Ahmed brings you this report. Jayalalitha and her AIDMK party have charged Sabarisan, the son-in-law of Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin, with playing a key role in trading in expired medicines with tampered dates. Her supporters even staged street protests over the issue.
துணை முதலமைச்சர் ஸ்டாலினுடைய மருமகனுக்கு பல கோடி ரூபாய் மதிப்பிலான BMW சொகுசு கார் ஒன்றை பரிசாக வழங்கியுள்ளார் என்று தகவல்கள் கூறுகின்றன. இதனால் தான் இந்த சமூக விரோதி இத்தனை காலமாக போலீசாரின் பிடியில் சிக்காமல் தப்பித்துக் கொண்டிருக்கிறார். இது தமிழ்நாட்டின் துரதிர்ஷ்டம்.
These strong words prompted Sabarisan, who is the CEO of a private research agency in Chennai, to knock at the doors of the judiciary with a defamation case against Jayalalitha.
In his complaint, Sabarisan has said, "I have nothing to do with the expiry drug scam case. The AIDMK chief has been tarnishing my image for some political reasons. This has caused mental agony and has lowered my image in general public."
Sources say that the AIDMK sees this as an opportunity to uncover more hidden details in the scandal that triggered anger and concern in Tamil Nadu. In Chennai with Shabir Ahmed, Evelyn Matthew for NDTV Hindu. And our political reporter Shabir Ahmed now joins us live from our newsrooms for more on that story. Shabir, this is in fact a very serious charge, but has the AIDMK been silent so far? Have you been able to speak to any of the members?
Well, we have been talking to some of our sources in AIADMK. They say that in fact this is one yet another defamation case against Jayalalitha, but they will face this case legally. That is what they have told us, and also they are not the only reason is that what we wanted to know from the AIADMK sources is that on what basis Jayalalitha has made such statements. In fact, she made the statements in Kovai rally, and after that she made the statements in Tiruchi rally despite receiving a legal notice. So that is what the AIADMK camp has still not revealed, that what is the basis of her allegations at levelling charges against Deputy Chief Minister's son-in-law. But here in his affidavit, Sabarisan has very clearly refuted all the charges which Jayalalitha has said in her speeches as well as in her press statements. In fact, they have given evidences, they have produced evidences before the court. In fact, the paper cuttings of Namadi MJR, which is the mouthpiece of AIADMK, where it clearly has published the speech of AIADMK General Secretary Jayalalitha and the way she has spoke against him. And also in this affidavit filed today at the court, Sabarisan has very clearly said that why he did not appear before the public to clarify these charges, because he does not want any kind of publicity. That is what he has been working with some of the social organizations, and he has an hands-on approach towards social cause, and he does not want to become a brand ambassador or does not want to become a public face. So he has been entirely engaged in a different field altogether. In fact, in information and communication technology, he has nothing to do with with the medicine or anything doing with that. So that is something which Sabarisan wanted to make it clear today, and he has filed a very detailed affidavit, detailed complaint before the court. And in fact, we will have to wait and see how the opposition is going to defend all these charges and all these clarifications, Evelyn.
Right, Shabir, but earlier it was the DMK accusing the AIADMK of Jayalalitha's involvement in a tea estate case. This time, obviously, Jayalalitha pointing fingers at Sabarisan for his involvement in the fake drugs case. Is it just a tit for tat ahead of 2011, the elections ahead?
Well, for a very long time, Jayalalitha has been attacking Chief Minister's family. This is also yet another attack on personal attack on Chief Minister's family. This time she has picked Sabarisan, and this issue has been raised by AIADMK party workers. In fact, in the assembly as well, where they were not allowed to speak on the floor of the house, and after that they staged a walkout and they spoke to the media. In fact, they did not mention his name, but definitely they pointed out that there is something fishy in this entire issue, and they wanted a CBI probe. But definitely the DMK government did not favor that demand, and also the Congress even wanted a CBI probe in the fake drug scam case. But definitely this is also yet another personal attack on Chief Minister's family. But we will have to wait and see how how the AIADMK defend itself from how they are going to justify Jayalalitha's allegations, what proof they have, and in fact it will be interesting to see that how Sabarisan will also counter the charges in the court, Evelyn.
Right. Thanks very much indeed, Shabir, for joining us with the latest updates on that story. We'll only have to wait for the hearing, perhaps, for the development in that case. Well, after an assurance of action by the Deputy Chief Minister M.K. Stalin that the culprits who attacked the Commonwealth participant from Chennai will be brought to book, the city police now seem to be on their toes to solve the case. The Ananagar police have registered cases against 2 sections of the Indian Penal Code, one for causing hurt using dangerous weapons, and the second one that spells punishment for wrongful restraint. So far, 7 suspects have been interrogated so far. Balakrishnan Badrinath, who was targeted in a brutal assault on Sunday, was under treatment at a private hospital in the city and was sent home on Monday. The Secretary of the Swimming Federation of India paid a courtesy visit on Monday and invited Balakrishnan to join the swimming camp in a week's time. Balakrishnan spoke to Ndtv-Hindu over the phone line and said that he is recovering well and will most definitely prove his mettle at the games that's scheduled to begin on the 3rd of October in the capital. Well, the day-long strike called by various trade unions against price rise, violation of labour laws and disinvestment of PSUs evoked lukewarm response in Tamil Nadu as normal life remained unaffected. Buses and auto rickshaws plied on the roads while shops and other commercial establishments remained open. No untoward incidents were reported from Chennai and elsewhere in the state. The strike looked like it was going to intensify in the city but fizzled out when many protesters were arrested even before they tried to stage a rail roko at the Chennai Central. However, flight services on the Chennai-Kolkata route were affected as 6 flights were cancelled due to the strike in the left-ruled state. Now, just to give you a look at the news on the strike coming in from the national quarters, the railways have been kept out of the purview of strike. Railways Minister Mamata Banerjee's Trinamool is opposing the strike. The left front is supporting the strike called by the trade unions but have urged people to keep it rather peaceful. Though the BJP officially have not made its stand clear, its Labour wing representatives said that they are not opposing the strike. And our reporter Lokpriya said that all is back to normal for the moment with just a few stray incidents reported from the districts of Tamil Nadu.
The strike is over and the strike has received a lukewarm response in the city. If you see, no transport systems were paralyzed. Almost all the buses, your auto rickshaws, everything was plying on the road. It was just another normal day. So you can say that it received a very lukewarm response and the life of Chennai was not affected because of this strike. When you look at the whole of Tamil Nadu, Kanyakumari was one place where the strike was effective. In fact, buses that were plying from Kanyakumari to Kerala were stopped and they were not allowed to go. So the Kanyakumari was successful in having the strike. But when you see the other parts of the state, it was almost fairly normal. And if you look at it very specifically, there were some bank ATMs where there were no cash, and because of which the passengers were affected. But in a sense that it didn't paralyze their normal life.
Now, over the past week, private schools have become the angry targets of parents for still charging excess or additional fees. And the startling fact is that the government has remained silent even then. Our reporter Minal Shah brings you the plight of parents who don't want to compromise when it comes to the education of their children.
Just last month, Chief Minister Karunanidhi reiterated that the fee structure recommended by the Justice Govindarajan Committee should be implemented in private schools in the state. But on the contrary, the private schools have shrugged off the order. And caught in the crossfire are parents who continue to pay excess fees. In response, parents staged protests in front of different schools in the city.
Starting level 23,000. 6,500 இப்போ பே பண்ண சொல்லி நோட்டீஸ் இஷ்யூ வந்திருக்கு. அது மற்ற கவர்மெண்ட் நார்ம்ஸ் பிரகாரம் நாங்கள் கேட்குறோம்.
இப்போ ஒரு பேரண்ட்ஸ்க்கு 2 பேர் படிக்கிறாங்கன்னா 14,000 நம்ம அதுக்கே வேஸ்ட்டோம்னா நம்ம சேலரி பே பண்ணி நம்ம வீட்டுக்கு பே பண்ணுமா எப்படி பண்ணுறோம்?
When parents approached the office of the committee to complain, it was locked and they were told that Justice Govindarajan is abroad. Part of the confusion arose when the Justice Govindarajan Committee asked for a year's time to decide on the objections raised by 5,000 private schools. Even the 8 schools that were recommended for derecognition has been on paper only. School Education Minister Thangam Thennarasu has not commented on the issue, leaving parents to pay a heavy price for the education of their children.
The government's inaction and refusal to take a firm step has left the field open for private schools to take parents for granted and charge excess fees. But parents who are burning their pockets for the future of their children are not ready to give up without a tough fight. In Chennai, Minal Shah, Ndtv-Hindu.
And our reporter Minal Shah, who has been covering that story, now joins us live from our newsrooms. Minal, what is the school's reaction? What do they have to say? Why aren't they able to contain this excess fees?
Evelyn, all this while the school has been very clear about their stand. They are saying that the government has been indecisive, so we are also equally indecisive, and because we cannot maintain the fees and the school through the revised fee structure recommended by the Govindarajan Committee, we are ready to only take up our own fee structure and implement it. But parents are extremely angry because they have to not only pay the the fees given by the schools, they have to pay additional charges like for extra classes, for e-learning, for all sorts of various classes that they feel should be included in the fees and not take charged extra. Also the fact that the common syllabus system, that common syllabus textbooks that are sold at 250 are being charged at 1,500, almost 3 to 4 times. For parents, for middle class parents, it's extremely difficult, and schools are very clear in their attitude. They say that if you can't have your child, if you can't pay the fees that we are saying, you may as well take him away. Now a lot of parents are facing difficulty because they have to burn their pockets to pay for these these fee structures.
Right, Minal, but it only looks like the government is looking helpless as their inability to contain excess fee is seen as obvious. Have you been able to speak with the School Education Ministry? Why is this the case?
Well, we have been trying to talk to Mr. Thangam Tennarasu for quite some time, and every time we go to him, the only response we get is that he shrugs off the whole issue or he refuses to comment. And if we tell him the private schools have moved the High Court over this very issue, and he has an answer ready for us that says that it's in the court and we can't talk about it now. So the government is also very conveniently has an excuse to actually take a step back and not comment on this issue.
Right.
In fact, what was shocking for the parents who went today to complain at the Justice Govindarajan Committee's office was that to find his office sealed, and when they asked, the only answer they got is Justice Govindarajan is abroad. Now the Justice Govindarajan had actually asked for a year to see how many 5,000 schools have filed their objections, and the reason that they wanted a year to decide on that was because they wanted more time to investigate. Right. But looks like he was not on a he was not there
right.
to receive complaints from parents, and I don't think he was actually doing what he was supposed to do.
Right, very typically the government giving one excuse after the other. But thanks very much indeed, Minal, for joining us with those details. Well, still ahead on the bulletin, while the newsmakers are right here on Ndtv-Hindu, maestros bring in the crowds with their musical strains all the way in the heart of Chetpet.